Who was King Hung and why is he so important in Vietnamese history? King Hung, also known as Hung Vuong, is a significant figure in Vietnamese history. Born in 2879 BC, he was the son of Lac Long Quang, according to mythology. The reign of the Hung king spanned over 2,622 years, from 2879 BC to 258 BC. It's intriguing to note that the historical story of King Hung is not officially recorded but preserved in Vietnamese folk legends passed down through generations. According to these legends, there were 18 generations of Hung kings, descendants of Lac Long Quan and Ao Company Hung Vuong. I was born in 2879 BC, and Hung Vuong Tortin VIII passed away in 258 BC. King Kin Duong, the first Hung king, reigned from 2879 BC to 2794 BC. This was followed by the reigns of Hung Hien Vuong, also known as Lac Long Quan, from 2793 BC to 2525 BC, and Hung Lan Vuong from 2524 BC to 2253 BC. The list continues with Hung Viet Vuong, King Hung Hai Vuong, King Hung Chu, King Hung Vi, Hung Din Vuong, King Hung Hai, Hung Trin Vuong, Hung Vu Vuong, Hung Viet Vuong, Hung An Vuong, King Hung Tru, Hung Tao Vuong, Hung Engi Vuong, and finally Hung Du Vuong, who reigned from 408 BC to 258 BC. These 18 generations of Hung kings were associated with significant historical events. A legend tells the story of Lac Long Quan, a man of superhuman strength who loved the sea, and the fairy Ao Co, who yearned for the plateaus. Together they had 100 children who were divided between the sea and the land, marking the beginning of the Vietnamese people. The eldest son of Lac Long Quan and Ao Co settled in Phong Chau, now part of southern Phu Tho province, and proclaimed himself King Hung, establishing the Hung dynasty. King Hung Vuong divided his kingdom into administrative districts and allocated civil servants and military officers to govern them, setting the stage for the development of a centralized administration. In conclusion, King Hung, with his lineage of 18 generations, played a pivotal role in shaping Vietnamese history. His legacy continues to resonate in the cultural and historical consciousness of the Vietnamese people, reminding them of their roots and their heritage.
Once upon a time, in the heart of ancient Vietnam, a legend was born. A tale that would shape the cultural identity of a nation and define its people for generations to come. This is the saga of Lac Long Quan, the Dragon King of the Lac Viet tribe, and Ao Co, the mountain fairy from the northern plateaus. In a world where the supernatural was as real as the land beneath one's feet, Lac Long Quan, a man of extraordinary strength and an affinity for the water, met Ao Co, the ethereal daughter of De Lai, king of a northern tribe. Their destinies intertwined when Ao Co ventured south, and a love like no other blossomed. As time unfurled, their union bore fruit in the form of a sack containing 100 eggs. From these eggs emerged 100 children, blessed with their father's strength and intelligence, and their mother's kindness and skill. They were the epitome of human potential, guided by their parents to cultivate the land and live noble lives. However, as the children flourished, a melancholic air settled upon Lac Long Quan and Ao Company. The Dragon King found his heart yearning for the endless seas, while the fairy longed for the lofty plateaus. Thus, they made a heart-wrenching decision. They divided their offspring, with 50 accompanying Lac Long Quan to the coast, and the remaining 50 journeying to the fields with Ao Company. Yet, despite the separation, they made a promise of mutual care and support, bound by their shared lineage. And so, the Vietnamese people revere Lac Long Quan and Ao Co as their ancestors, proudly referring to themselves as children of the dragon and descendants of the fairy. The eldest of their progeny, settling with his mother in Phong Chau, which is now the southern part of Phu Tho province, took upon himself the mantle of leadership. He became King Hung first, establishing a kingdom of 50 tribes. His reign marked the beginning of the era of the 18 Hung kings, who ruled from 2879 to 258 BC. This legend, the tale of Lac Long Quan and Ao Co, is more than just a story. It is a testament to the Vietnamese spirit, a narrative that has woven itself into the fabric of the nation's culture. It teaches the values of unity, family, and mutual support, while instilling a sense of pride in the Vietnamese people's origins. Today, the legend of Lac Long Quan and Ao Ko continues to resonate, a timeless echo of a past where dragons roamed the seas and fairies graced the mountains. It serves as a reminder of the enduring strength and resilience of the Vietnamese people, tracing their lineage back to the mythical realms of dragons and fairies. A tale of love, sacrifice, and destiny, it is the heart of Vietnam, beating within every child of the dragon and descendant of the fairy.